This video will review over how to convert within the metric system as well as how to do conversions between the metric and the English system. Now the metric system should not be intimidating. The metric system is based on powers of 10 and converting within the metric system is extremely easy. The key thing for working with the metric system is to understand what units are present within the metric system. Those units include kilo, hecto, deca, meter, liter, and gram, deci, centi, and milli. Now kilo means 1,000, hecto means 100, deca means 10. We can have a kilometer, a kiloliter, a kilogram, and meter, liter, and gram all mean 1. Deci means 1/10, centi is 1/100th, and milli means 1/1000th. Now that seems a little overwhelming, but if you learn a very simple little saying, you can learn the metric units in order. King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. Kilo, hecta, deca, meter, liter, gram, deci, centi, and milli. And so we can use this in order to do simple conversions within the metric system. So because the metric system is based on powers of 10, we can simply move our decimal. And if we are going to divide, our number is going to get bigger and we're going to move in this direction. And if we multiply by 10, then we're going to be getting smaller and we're going to be moving in this direction. What I'm going to show you to do is by using this right here to simply move your decimal and to have your answer without needing to use a calculator. So we've got some problems set up to show you how this works, and I placed our little conversion down here at the bottom. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk, and we're going to use this right here in order to solve these problems. Now the first thing I want you to do is to see what's given to you in a problem and see what you need to solve for. We're going to take what's given for us right here, and I want to remind you that our decimal is right there at the end. So we have 2000 point, and that's where our decimal is. So we're going to take this, come right down here, and we're going to find the milligram, and milli would be right here. Now if we move in this direction, remember that our object is going to be getting smaller. If we move in this direction, our answer will be getting larger. So we're going to put our pointer right here on milli, and we're going to count how many times we need to move in order to find gram. So we are going to move 1, 2, 3 times to find gram. Now I say that because what we're going to do is we're going to take that decimal right there and we're going to move it 1, 2, 3 times, and so we would have our answer as 2 grams. Now let's see how we would do this one more time. So we're going to take our next, we're going to take 104 kilometers, and we're going to move that to meters. We're going to find kilo. We're going to count how many times that we're going to move the decimal. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3 times because we found meters. Now let's come over here and we have 104 point. We're going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3 times. So our answer would be 104,000 as our answer. Now let's look at number 3. Now with number 3, we have 480 centimeters, and we're going to convert that over to meters. So again, we're going to find our centimeters, and we have centimeters located right here. And so we're going to take our centimeters and we're going to move 1, 2 times in order to find our meters. So we would have 480 with our point right here. Now whatever direction we have to move on our chart is the direction that we would move our decimal. So we moved our decimal that direction. We'll move it 1, 2, and we would have 4.80 as our meters. So this is a good point for you to pause the video, go through, see if you can solve these, and then check and see if your answers are correct. So here are the answers in blue to the remaining problems, and if you have any difficulty with these, review it back over the video or come by my classroom for help. Now let's review over how to convert between the English and the metric system. Doing English metric or metric English conversions, one cannot simply move the decimal. In order to do these problems, you will need to set up an equation and you will need to cancel out your units. So I've supplied you with a chart that shows you some of these conversions that we will need to do these upcoming problems. And so as we set up our problems, you can refer back to this chart and you'll see that 2.5 centimeters equals 1 inch and where I'm getting these numbers. So here we have an opportunity to work some of the English metric and metric English problems. You'll notice I gave you the chart so that you'll see where the numbers are coming from. And I'm going to work out the first 4 or 5 problems, and then we're going to give you a chance to pause the video, work out some practice problems, and then just spot check and see if you set the problem up correctly. Did you get the correct answers, or is there an area that you're confused on? Now when we do these problems, what we want to do, and we're going to start with number 1, is we want to put down what is given to us. And we are given 74 centimeters. And we're going to end with our answer being in inches. Now we need to convert from centimeters to inches. Okay, so we'll notice that on our chart, our very first area, we have 2.5 centimeters equals 1 inch. We're going to use that conversion. Now this is what stumps students. Where do I put those numbers? Well, it's going to be set up as a fraction. Now whatever we are given, in this case we're given centimeters, that is going to go on the bottom. And that's going to go on the bottom because we need to cancel those units out. So centimeters goes on the bottom, and the number that is associated with that is 2.54. And then we have 1 inch on top. And that's going to allow us to come over here, and we're going to be able to cancel out our centimeters, and we'll have units of inches. So to do this problem, we would have 74 times 1 divided by 2.54. We would get an answer of 29.13 inches. Now let's look at number 2. Now on number 2, we have 25 milliliters. And we need to convert from milliliters over to teaspoons. So we know our answer is going to be in teaspoons. And we know that 5 milliliters equals 1 teaspoon. And we're going to use that as our conversion. Now because milliliters is given, milliliters needs to be on the bottom. So we have 5 milliliters. And then we put the 1 teaspoon on top. We get 25 times 1 divided by 5. We would get 5 teaspoons. On number 3, we have 50 kilograms, and we need to convert that to pounds. We look at our chart, and if you'll look at your chart on the blue chart on the third column, 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. Now because kilograms was given, the 1 kilogram goes on bottom. The 2.2 pounds goes on top. Again, this allows our kilograms to cancel out. We do our math and we get 110 pounds. Okay, let's do one additional problem. We have 160 kilometers and we need to convert that to miles. First column, the second from the bottom, we have that 1 kilometer equals 0.062 miles. Now we need to we multiply that out. We need to put the kilometers on bottom, the 0.062 miles on top. Again, we do that because we need to cancel out our units and we're now into miles. And we multiply 160 times 0.062, we would get 9.92 miles. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do now is if you will pause the video and we'll give you a chance to work out the problems. And let's just see, let's work out problems 5 through 8 and let's just see how you do, and I'll write up the problem and make sure you understand before we move on. Okay, so I worked out the problems and I circled them off 5 through 8, and hopefully you were able to set up your problems and to work them out. And if you had any difficulty, well, just review over. The most common issue that we see is going to be when a student has difficulty with failing to cancel out their units. So always make sure that whatever you have given, in this case, if we were to look here, liters, you want to make sure that you have liters on bottom so they cancel out, and gallons on top. So always make sure you can cancel out your units.